What's up, guys? We're back, and I'm going to literally throw this camera out the window. I'm gonna run over it with my car. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to start my new job because I'm gonna get a new camera. Holy crap, that's annoying. So I started doing this video, and all of a sudden, it stopped recording. So it's like, oh, it's just doing that thing that it normally does, where it just randomly decides to stop recording. Well, nope, it corrupted the entire video file in the process. So I just lost about 16 minutes of my life that I will never get back. Screw you, camera. You can go fuck yourself. Actually angry about that one. It's one thing if it just cuts out randomly after 16 minutes. It is more annoying that it corrupts the whole video file, so I have to start all over again. Anyways, welcome back. It's been a very long time since we've talked. Let's just get right into it, and I will start talking about my life and how it's been. This is an EVGA GTX 650 Ti Boost SE that I got for $35.55. Really cool, because I have a regular 650 that's about this big. It's the tiny version, and I wanted the TI, and this came up on bid. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, and I just got it for a pretty good price in my opinion. Really cool. Now it's in my collection. I didn't have that model. Awesome. I also really love the design of these cards. These are really cool. Anyways, so as you notice, I am in a new space. I have moved. I am no longer in Florida. I am now in Oklahoma. And you may ask, why are you in tornado country? Because I really love tornadoes. I would really just love to chase tornadoes, you know, and I don't know why I'm getting texted. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't like tornadoes, but it's really cheap to live here, and the area I'm in has not really had a tornado tear through and destroy everything in many years. So, anyways, I've also got a really insanely good job. I'm an IT coordinator for a company now. I will be starting work within a few weeks here. I can't talk to you about it because it's a classified job, so I really don't want to get in trouble. Anyways, cool stuff. Moving on. So these next 5 graphics cards, 2 CPUs, and 2 motherboards are all from my friend Zertax, or as I call them, just Zer. And they gave them to me for $100. And you may think that's a lot of money for all this. It's not. It's very little. They wanted it all to go to a good home, and pretty much the price I was paying was entirely shipping. That was all shipping, pretty much. So it's because a lot of these are kind of really heavy, and anyways. So that's actually the first one I need to pick up that I just picked up. So starting off with the first one here, we have a Gigabyte R9 390 8GB WindForce edition. So I have 30 R9 3080s, but I don't have a 3090. I have 2 380s now. I didn't have a 390 though, which is cool. So, and also this card is like, the shroud is full on metal, and it's really heavy, but it's like super beautiful. Really gorgeous card. I spent a lot of time cleaning these cards up and making them very pretty again. A good couple hours, I think, actually. And also, a fun little thing I noticed about these, I know we've joked about them a lot. All these have that gold-plated connector spiel that they were really pushing for back in that era of GPUs, which is interesting to see. Just saying. So, thanks, Air. This is a cool one to have in my collection for sure. So put that to the side and move on to the next one. This is we have seen this before because this card is very nostalgic for me. I have one. This was my first graphics card. This literal model was my first graphics card ever, which is cool. This is a EVGA GTX 970 SSC ACX 2.0 Plus. Really cool card. Just, it's pure nostalgia for me. I love this card. And it's cool to have two of them now, so I could run them in SLI if I really wanted to, but I won't. Not much else to say about this card. I've already talked about the 3.5 gigabytes of VRAM, and then the slower 512 megabytes, adding up to 4 gigs technically. But cool card. I know I'm probably going through this a little fast. It's because I want to get this done, because I'm kind of home alone right now. All the roommates are at work, and that would be great if I could just do this alone for right now. My roommates are really cool and everything. They wouldn't care if I was doing this, but it's just easier for me to do it alone right now, because not really used to talking. I'm used to talking to myself in my room. Not used to talking to myself while I have a bunch of people all around me. So, anyways, moving on. Next, so I didn't have this card. Well, I had this card technically. This is an EVGA GTX 560 exclusive superclocked. So this, I have a 560 actually, and it's a Forza card, Forsa. It's like some Chinese brand, I'm pretty sure, when I was doing the research for it. I don't want to use that card ever. If I ever wanted to use something for testing, I would use this, which is really cool. So, it's also just another model of card that I didn't have that now I have, and is now in the collection. So, cool card. I also like very interesting design for the times. It's very, I don't know. It's very simplistic, but very pleasing. Where, that one. So, next one we have is an XFX R9 380 double dissipation 2 gigabyte, also from Zaire. I did say 5 GPUs, 2 CPUs, and 2 motherboards, so. A lot of these cards back in the day, I think it was up until the RX 400 series, had this sort of like tactical, industrial sort of design, almost, and it's really cool. I love it. That's pretty much like all AMD cards I've seen half the time have this sort of like type of design. It's really interesting. And then NVIDIA had the more sort of futuristic, sleek kind of design that they were shooting for. So, interesting little thing I've taken notice on when collecting GPUs. But anyways, cool card. Not much else to talk about it. Cool to have in the collection. Yada 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 yada. Anyways, okay, so this one's nothing special because we've seen this before. This is an EVGA GTX 760 dual SE with the ACX cooler. So this, I have one of these already actually, and then I have I think 2 other 760s. Not much else to say about this card. Interesting little card. I think this is one of those cards that pretty much nobody buys anymore, though. And it's just purely because you can get a 770, which is significantly better for pretty much the same price, or you can get a 780, which is even better, or a 780 Ti. There's just better options. If anybody still runs a 760, let me know. I'd really love to know what cards people run still in this day and age. Do you just run a 10, 20, or 30 series, or do you run something much older because you just don't want to upgrade, or you can't upgrade, or whatever? Let me know. I like hearing about that sort of thing. It's interesting. That's why I always look at the Steam hardware survey when they pop up. It's interesting to see what people run still. Okay, so motherboard, CPU, and RAM, all in storage still, most of it. So I can't physically show you. I can show a PNG of everything on screen, but that's about it. That's all I can do. And so from here, I can only show you a PNG of it because it's a really big pain in the butt to go dig it out. So I'm not going to. So Also from there, I got an i7 9700F, which is really insane because I didn't think I'd be getting a 9th gen CPU from them for $100. I know it's a 9700F. You can get that for like, I think 70, 80 bucks. It's actually probably closer to 70 these days. But still, really cool. And it came with a matching motherboard, and then the next CPU came with a matching motherboard too. So, really cool. Thank you, Zaire. Not much else to say about it other than excellent. i5 750. That was another CPU I got from them. I actually have an i5 760. I have an i7 870 now. And then I think I have an i3 540. So I have a lot of first gen CPUs, and then I have a lot of 775 CPUs. I have probably the most 775 CPUs in North America, maybe. It is quite possible. But, really cool. Nothing else to say about it. I didn't have it. I have it now. Cool. Moving on. So these are the motherboards I got. I got an ASRock B65 IB-R. I'm pretty sure that's the one that was running the 9700F. I could be entirely wrong about that. I don't remember what LGA socket it is, but cool board. No matter what, I'm 100% sure I did not have that LGA socket motherboard type in my collection, so I couldn't test any CPUs from that LGA lineup, or that socket lineup, I should say. So cool that I have something that I could test it with if I need to now. And then the next one I got was a Gigabyte GA-P55M-UD2. And I will show pictures on screen of these, don't worry. That I'm pretty sure is the 1156 one that was holding the i5 760. I have actually a lot of 1156 socket motherboards, believe it or not. I think I have 5. One of them doesn't work very well though. I just noticed. I noticed it while I was talking about the motherboard. There's a peel. There's a peel. Ready? Ready? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Schmexy. Woo! I'll clean that up. I'll clean that up after. Alright, besides that, nothing else to really talk about with that. That was everything from Zaire. Thank you so much, Zaire. Like, I can't even overstate how cool it was to get a lot of these GPUs in my collection. And their big important driving factor to sending them to me was they wanted them to go to a good home. And that's a lot of reasons why people send me graphics cards, is because some people just sentimentally cannot let go of their hardware and can't give it to some random person because they think they're going to use it for mining, or they think, oh, they're just going to go back and sell it for a higher price or something of that nature. See, when I get hardware, especially graphics cards, they are here to stay. I don't ever really sell a GPU. If I have multiple of something and I'm not like hurt with letting it go, I will give it to somebody I genuinely think deserves it though. I have a huge vetting process for that sort of thing. But a lot of people send me their stuff because they want to go to someone who's going to care for it, and typically I do. I get the cards in, I clean them up, I put them in anti-static bags, and I give them their final sort of like resting place home, which is in a box or a container, but they're usually safe with me. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of people give me their cards, is because they know I'm going to care for them. I did not send these cards in my pod when I sent that, because I had gotten a pod for sending all my stuff to Oklahoma. But I put all of these cards in my car with me. These all drove all the way up. I did the 19-hour drive in my car with these cards. And they were so heavy that it threw off the alignment in my car, actually, which was funny. I'm actually going to stop and start again, because I'm at 15 minutes, and if this cuts out, I'm going to lose my absolute mind. So I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Cool, awesome. Let's move on. So this other card, I don't have it because it's in a system actually right now. There's a couple of these on the list that are in systems. So this card that I have, I'll show a picture or whatever. This is an EVGA GTX 1050 Ti SSE ACX 3.0 that I got for 50 bucks. Pretty sure that was a bid. I purely got it because I did want to upgrade the GPU in my home theater PC. It was originally the 760, the MSI 760 that I think is like technically a 4 gig or something weird with that. Anyways, so I had upgraded it to that purely because 760 was showing its age and there's no driver support anymore for it. So it's like, if I wanted people to use it for, playing very light games, then they can. But it's mostly just for watching YouTube and movies on my... I'm going to pull this a bit further towards me so I can sit back a little bit. Oh, that's better. So the pure reason for that was so that I can upgrade that system. Yeah, anyways. Cool. Moving on. So this one I have. This is another GPU that I got from a friend. This was from my friend Ghost. He had it lying around and he decided to just give it to me. This is a Galaxy GT610. I don't actually have this card in my collection. I don't even think I had a 610 before he gave this to me in my collection, period. Which is really cool. I get really excited about cards I've never had in my collection. But no, really, really sick. And that's just the gist of it. It's just a fun little card. Wasn't in the collection, but now it is. So, thanks, Ghost. I appreciate it. I really do. And moving on, so these two GPUs are actually from my roommate. And this was before I was living with them yet. They kept these and they didn't really feel like going through the bother of selling them, so they just gave them to me. And I'm perfectly okay with that because I like free GPUs. They gave them to me at a con, which was funny, but now they're my roommate. So the first one is the one that I actually took the peel off of, which is funny. This is an MSI GTX 750 Ti Gaming, free from my roommate Druly. Thank you, Druly. Not much to say about it. 750 Ti. I didn't have the specific model. Actually, a lot of the 750 Ti's are typically EVGA cards. Or I have seen on occasion the Asus like DirectX or CU2 whatever cards roaming around. But it's mostly EVGA cards that I see for 700 series on the market. And that's... EVGA is a good company. But cool card to have in my collection. Didn't have it. Now I do. Thanks, Julie. This next one's actually more of a bigger deal. So this is an Asus GTX 1050 Ti Phoenix from Druly as well. And this is cool because I think the Phoenix was a limited run card. I have to look that up again. But it's another 1050 Ti that I didn't have, and as 1050 Ti's become more commonplace, of course, I'll get more of them. But really cool. For me, it's still what I like to call a higher end card to get for cheap. This one's still a little dirty. I gotta blast it out probably a bit more, so I'll probably do that after. But those are the only two that Druly gave me. And moving on. So this one is really special. So this I have not found anywhere else. This was alerted to me by somebody in the budget server, which I do like it when they tell me, hey, there's a really rare card on eBay right now that nobody is picking up. You should grab it. And I think this was actually being sold by one of the people in the server. I think it was Cobbs or somebody. It was either that or they alerted me to it. Anyway, this is a Gigabyte GTX 260 Super Overclock. And I've never, ever seen a card like this. It's so cool, and it's in really good condition, too. Really cool, really, really rare, as far as I can tell. And it does work. I did test it. Every card that comes through, I test. It's got a blue DVI, too, which is really cool. But, like, really sick. I'm really glad they told me about it in the Discord, because, like, that was a heartbeat purchase right there. That was like, I don't care how I'm doing it. I think I even turned on my VPN to have them deliver it to America or something. Anyways, really, really sick. Really, really cool. I'm super happy when I get rare cards like that. Moving on. I don't believe you. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got this for $22. My bad. I don't believe you. There's no way I paid that for this. Did I? Oh, dear goodness. That got refunded. That's the super. Oh, that's why I paid so much for this. Okay. That makes more sense. I must have done the video on this, and then I never... And this is... Okay. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay. So this is an NVS Quadro 300 from NVIDIA. No, from PNY, sorry. So the special thing about this card is that I bought this brand new in box on eBay. It was cellophane sealed and everything. It had all the original accessories. You can even tell because it is pristine looking. I rarely come across cards like that, and the reason why I was so freaked out that I paid, what did I pay? $49.15 for this. Words hard, can't remember. Anyways, was because it was just brand new in box. You don't get that anymore. So I did an unboxing video with it, and this is the card from it. So, but really cool. You don't get to do that very much anymore, especially with old graphics cards. Oh, getting through it. We're getting through it. Alright, next up we have, I don't have it because it's actually in the server. I got a Xeon X5690 for $21.83. Those 5690s are so overly priced, it is stupid. I was trying to get some for my server because it was running off of because I wanted the extra 2 cores. I think it was running off a couple quad cores. I have 2 IBM X3650 M3s that I use for servers, and I wanted to upgrade the CPUs from, I think it was like 5600? No, it was, I can't remember. It was 4-core CPUs, 2 4-cores that I was using. And I was looking for the X5690s before I had left Florida because I wanted to pimp this thing out, and such I did. I did eventually get 2 of them. This was the last one I needed. I don't have it because it's in the server, obviously. But, moving on. So this is the start of another bunch of free stuff I got. So this next bunch of stuff is from my friend AJ in Florida. Another person I had to leave. Really sad. They were so freaking cool. They were running like this super old, but like super balls to the wall at the time rig. It was, when I saw it, I was like, holy crap, that's actually really sick. It was in like a 5000D or it was a 400D. The Obsidian case, the big one, the super big giant one that was bigger than a full tower. like a big full tower too. Oh, I can't remember what form factor you call it. I can't even remember the model, but it was huge. It was meant to support eATX motherboards back in the day. But this, I got this GPU from him that I ripped out of the system. I had thrown the case and everything away because it was in major disrepair. But I haven't used something like that for that long. So I got this EVGA GTX 780 Hydro Copper. If you know anything about collecting graphics cards, the Hydro Copper lineup is one of the hardest cards to collect because they are so overly priced. It is actually insane how much people charge for these things. And he gave me all this for free. So he gave me this, and this was like big for me. This was like the coolest thing. This is a heavy card, but this is so cool. I love this. Like, this is easily one of my favorites now in the collection. I'll never be able to. I'll be so upset if something ever happens to my collection ever. Be so upset. But that card is so sick. Moving on from that, I also got 4. I'm pretty sure it's DDR3 because it was in the motherboard. 4 Ripjaw Z's. I don't remember what mega transfer they were at. I think it was not 3000. I think it was 1600, something like that. No, I think it was 1866 actually. Now that I'm thinking about it more, because he went balls to the wall. Pretty sure it was 1866, but I think that was 32 gigs in total. It was either 16 gigs or 32, but also just always good to have some DDR3 hanging around, especially good quality DDR3. From there, he also gave me, so another thing that he gave me was this super tiny like system that had a motherboard, a CPU, and a hard drive, and that was about it. He made that and used it as a functional router, which was like mind-boggling to me because I've never heard of anybody doing that. That is so sick. I'm gonna say that is one of the sickest things ever. But he gave me that because he's like, oh, I just upgraded to like a Ubiquiti thing now because like, this is really out of date. You can't get the right type of encryptions on it anymore. It doesn't support this and that. Like, yeah, I understand. So he gave me that and I tore that apart. But the really crazy thing about it was he gave the CPU I ripped out of it was an E3400 Celeron. And the way he ran it was it consumed so little power and performance from that CPU. He ran it with no cooler. He ran it passive. Just air cooled by the air around it. There was no cooler period on it. It was the jankiest but funniest thing I've ever seen. But so there is that. And then from that I had also gotten, this is from the Balls to the Wall build. The Balls to the Wall build was running an i7-3930K. Never thought I would be able to own a CPU like that. That's really sick. But that was pretty baller CPU for the time. And that explains a lot why he had to water cool it, because 780 plus i7-3930K, that's going to create a lot of heat. Oh yeah, that whole thing was water cooled, by the way, if the Hydro Copper wasn't a hint enough at it. So, really sick. Really sick. And then, the motherboard he was using was, I'm pretty sure it was an EVGA. It was a P9, an X79 series motherboard. It still functions. I never thought I would own another X series. The X58 was like a fluke for me. The X79, though, that's sick. He had a super baller rig for the time, and it's so cool that he was still using it up until the end there. But he upgraded to like I think it was like a 4090 and crap, so. But really sick. Like, seriously, AJ, thank you for giving me your system. Like, for real. I love the story you told me and everything about building it and stuff. It's always cool talking about that sort of stuff. From there, this was the stuff that was in the other. This was in the other system, the router system. The router system had two gigabyte DDR3 Kingston value RAM in it. 2 sticks of it. And nothing special to say about it. It's cheap RAM that you throw in if you just need to like run something or just get something to run temporarily. Well, not temporarily, just to have something run. You know, it's nothing crazy. It's not going to be super fast. It can be reliable at times. I have known value RAM to fail, though, quite often. How freaking stupid. Freaking dumb. Idiot, stupid camera. Hi, I'm back. Camera died while I was talking about value RAM. Great. Screw you, camera. Anyways, I was talking about value RAM and how I don't think it's super duper reliable, but whatever, anyways. Moving on. So in the baller PC, he had also two 2-terabyte Seagate Barracudas. I think they were in RAID 0 too. Because why not? So that's pretty freaking sick. Anyways, not really much else to say about that. Moving on. I think this was in the router system. He had a 160 gig Western Digital Blue hard drive as well. And I think that's just to run all the necessary software that you need for that sort of thing. Nothing crazy about that. It's a 160 gig hard drive. We all know how that goes. Oh yeah, so I'm pretty sure he had the 2-terabyte Seagates in RAID. Now I think about it. Yes, I think he had them in RAID 0 because I also, and I have this one with me, I got a Samsung 840. Technically, it's an 840 Pro, technically. I got that from a system. It's a 250 gig as well. And actually, this is great because I had gotten another one. I have another one somewhere. I don't know where it is. But yeah. Wait, is this the right drive? Uh-oh. I think I'm missing a drive. Help. Either way, that was what he was running his OS off of, so. Because why not? Because SSDs were really expensive back in the day too. Anyways, and that's it. That's everything that AJ had given me before I'd left Florida. That was actually really recently before I left Florida too. It was like, I think a month or two before. But thanks, AJ. I really do appreciate it. And you talking about your rig was like the coolest thing. And seeing such a baller rig was also really, really sick. Anyways, moving on. So now we are done with the whole everybody giving me free stuff thing. Moving on. So I got this on bid, and it's actually really cool. I'm sure Dogecode would approve. I got an AMD Fire Pro, where did it go? Fire Pro W600 for $27.74. And there's nothing really much to say about it. It's cool because it's got all mini DisplayPort and everything, as a lot of their sort of professional cards did. But really cool. It was just a card. I've been wanting to collect more of the Fire Pro cards as well, so it's actually really good I was able to get a hold of this one. This one's, I think, a little bit more expensive typically too. I think this is more like a $40 one. Anyways, moving on from that. Did I talk about? I did talk about that. So this is the second one. So I have here again another Xeon X5690. That I got for $21.30. Again, they're super overpriced. Again, that it's in the server currently. This is the second one. I thought I'd had one already, but I was able to get that before I left. So, really cool. It's I believe 6 cores at 3.4 gigahertz, 3 point something gigahertz. I can't remember. But cool. Anyways, moving on. So these next few parts I'm going to talk about, this is one of them. This was part of a video I'm going to do here in a minute, at least like get the foundation set up so I can edit it and everything. But this was part of a Scrapyard Wars I did in Budget Server that I was invited to. And the purpose was, I think we had to spend 100 and something US in USD and build a system off of that. And I had a really good like motherboard, CPU, and RAM combo, I thought. But some of the guys came out of left field with some crazy stuff. But anyways. So my CPU that I had gotten was an i7-870 that I got for $20.22. I got a motherboard and RAM for like ridiculously cheap, and I was like, well, my platform is set now because that was like the cheapest thing on the market that I could have gotten for that price. It's hard in the US. We didn't count shipping into the price, I should mention. Anyways, I have the motherboard and everything over there. I'll grab it in a bit and I'll show you. But actually I should grab it now. But yeah, nothing really to say about it. It's an i7. I actually wanted that originally for the CPU on the 1150 on my test bench, but I had gotten a hold of a i7-920 for cheap, so that's what's in there. Wait, no, that's 1366. That's not 1156. Originally, that was an 1156 platform, and this was the CPU I wanted to get for it. But then I got a hold of a 1366 platform, and now I'm looking to upgrade again, because 1366 is very dated, and that motherboard's a little funky. Anyways, I also got, this is not part of that whole Scrapyard Wars thing, this is just a CPU I got on cheap bid. I got a Pentium G4400. Oh, actually no, I got this for my little, I bought an HP Elite Desk, the little tiny cube flat PCs, one of the desk PCs, so I could have it run my 7th monitor in my setup, so I could monitor my servers off of that screen alone, because I wanted that screen real estate purely for that, and that's what that purpose is. But I bought the shell and it had no CPU, it had no RAM, it had no storage, it didn't even have Wi-Fi originally. I had bought and installed all that. But I put a Pentium G4400 in there that I got for $4.97. So, that's what's in there. This, and I have it right here with the RAM. This is, and I have one of these actually, an Asus P7 P55 Deluxe or D-E. It's a deluxe, essentially. But this I got this for $21.80, and that included the RAM as well, which was a big factor for this. So this I had bought to compete in Scrapyard Wars, and I thought it was a really good deal, but some other guys had better ideas. I challenged myself. I didn't want to go the route of buy a HP like workstation or like an Optiplex or whatever the heck sort of thing. You know, like those office PCs essentially. I wanted to buy pure like off-the-shelf consumer parts. I wanted to buy Asus, XFX, EVGA, anything like that. I did not want to buy anything that was OEM. So that was my challenge, and this was like a really good deal. So I got that for $21.80, and then I had also got, I know this RAM works, I don't think one of these gold ones work, but I have to test them further. One of these gold ones I don't think works properly. But I got 2 of these 8GB XMS 3 from Corsair XMS 3s. So, these together equaled 8GB. They're each 4 gigs, but they're 1600 megahertz. What CL are they? Looks like they're CL9 maybe? Possibly, I'm not sure. It doesn't tell me. But I got that with the system, and then another set of RAM with the system, which I've wanted to get a pair of these for a while. I know one of these works. One of these definitely works. I got these super sick. Each one of these is 2 gig. OCZ Gold Series RAM. And these are, I love these. These are so baller. They're so overly like gaudy and whatever, but I love it. I love it so much. One of these does not work. I don't know which one, because I was having issues trying to get it to detect, but whatever. Problem for another day. I need it in here for a video. So. But yeah, all that for $21.80, which is a really freaking insanely good deal. Just saying. And now I will put this back in the bag. This is probably the only video I will do today. I might do more. Anyways, moving on. This is another thing I got for that build. Oh, this is one of them. I don't know where the other one is. It's not this one. So I had gotten a 250 gig Samsung 840 EVO for $18.05 from eBay, and that's for the scrapyard build because we needed to have 500 gigs in total storage, and I intended to rate these together, which turned out to be a pain in the butt. But not much to say about that. I thought it was a pretty good deal for that price, so I went for it. And moving on, so this GPU I don't have because it is also in the server and it is meant for the server. I got a Zotac GT 710, but it's like a 4X PCI card. It's not the full 16X slot size. It's 4 or 6X. No, 8X, sorry. It's an 8X card. Right. But I was specifically looking for an 8X card for that server because I would like it to have a graphics card. But I think it's actually causing problems for the server, so I gotta rip it out and figure out if that's the problem. Anyways, but not much to say about it. It's a GT 710, probably would run fine compared to a 16X. So, because back then you weren't really saturating the PCIe 3.0 standard. You weren't even close to saturating that slot. So, moving on. This is another thing I got. This is the other drive I got for the Scrapyard Wars PC. This is an 850 EVO, a 250 gig that I got for $12.83. Oh, I don't know if I said the Zotac GT 710 was $14.10. I'm all over the place today. I apologize. But nothing much to say about it. It's really reliable SSD. These Samsung SSDs were pretty reliable and are still pretty reliable. So, gotten that for the system, and that's what the games and stuff ran off of. I rated those two together, and then I had 500 gigs in total. Everybody went for hard drives. I wanted a pure SSD. Well, not everybody went for hard drives. I shouldn't say that. So, moving on. Where is that? So this is a Radeon Pro W2100 that I got for $31.76. So I really love the blue, I gotta say. I want to get a Frontier, a Radeon Frontier card at some point. A lot of those, like that dark time for AMD, like the Radeon 7 and like, some of the cards that came after that, I really want to get a hold of, like really badly. So this is, I think, built off the Navi chipset, if I recall. Or the Navi architecture, not chipset, what am I saying? But didn't have it. I got it for a pretty good deal in my opinion, and yeah, it's a cool card. I really like the blue color. Because a lot of cards are typically red or black. And that's pretty much it. It's usually red or black or white, I should say, but you don't see a lot of older white cards typically. So I like the odd color cards every now and then. Moving on. So this is special. I gotta actually take it out because I intended to do an unboxing video with it. But this is very special. I will not be getting rid of this box, by the way. Come here, gorgeous. This is a card I've been hunting down for a very, 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 very long time. The problem is they're not cheap. But I got one for cheap. So I have officially, at this point, if not already, I have broken my $50 per graphics card limit. And it was on probably the best card I could have done it for. So this is an MSI GTX 970 100 million edition. I don't know where I left off. I don't really care anymore. I'm really getting tired of this camera. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I can fucking stupid camera. Anyways, I think probably when it cut out I was talking about this card. I'm really, really happy I got this card. This I've been waiting for a very long time. I will show it again just in case it cut out while I was showing it. No scratches whatsoever. I have a list of cards I've been trying to get a hold of. Like, very desperately trying to get a hold of, and this is one of those cards. So, I don't know if you heard me say it. I got it for $62.30. Really, really cool card. Very happy I got a hold of it. I will now take the time to put it back in here because I will have to take it out again eventually. And I also have to do an unboxing video with it, so. Where is this? I will never get rid of this box. This is such a cool box. This goes in like that. Gently. And that is going to stay in, well, you really can't see background. Maybe what I need to do is instead of pointing this down, I need to lower it and then point it directly at me. So I will do that next time. I think after this I'm going to just be done making videos for today. So maybe I'll continue after I take a break. Anyways, moving on. Next card. This is a card I just didn't have in the collection and I just got it on bid or something like that. That's why I got it. This is a Sapphire HD 6950. Yeah, 6950 that I got for $26.57. Cool card. I don't have actually a lot of the 69 and 7000 series cards, especially the higher end ones like the 69 or 7900 stuff. This was a card I didn't have originally, and I think it actually still has a peel on it, which is hilarious. Or not. No, that's a sticker. I will not peel that off. Anyway, it's pretty beat up, but that's fine. It works, which is cool. So, cool card. Moving on. So this is what I thought. I thought this was one of the cards on my list that I've been trying to get a hold of since I've seen it, but turns out it's a different card. So this is a Sapphire R9 290 Tri-X Overclocked, or OC. Very heavy card. It's actually got a dual BIOS too, or that might be, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's dual BIOS. Really, really cool card. I love it. So I was trying actually, and I'll show a picture on screen here, I was trying to get a hold of the Toxic variant card. And there's actually a couple different color variants of that card. I think there's a blue one, and I think there's a purple one possibly. I could be wrong. But I thought this was the Toxic variant because they're very similarly designed. The difference is on the sticker here, and the whole design is just very slightly different. This is a Tri-X. This is different. Completely different card. But it's also really cool to have this because this is also a limited edition card, and these will eventually probably start becoming more rare. But really, really cool card. Was really happy to get it. I got it for $40.46, which actually is a really good deal for something like this. So, moving on. Okay, so this one, I'm actually going to skip the next one. I'm going to skip the next one, and I'm going to do this one instead, because these two kind of got to be talked about in tandem. So, this is a Sapphire HD 7870 XT, and you can even see it on the back here. It does say XT, if you can read that. Hopefully you can read that. So, I didn't know there was XT variants of these cards. I came across it on eBay, and I was just like, huh. Well, no, they probably just mean HD 7870. But when I had seen the picture of the sticker on the back detailing the model of the card, it indeed said XT at the end, meaning it was a specific, probably overclocked variant. I've never seen an XT variant this old, which is really cool. So this is a really rare card, actually. I have not tried to eBay look to see if there's more XT cards yet. I will. But this was one of the last cards I had gotten before I moved. So this actually arrived with a bad fan, and I bought replacement fans and replaced it, and now they both work, and they're actually like 0.3 amps higher than the original ones. And I thought that was going to be a problem and it would draw too much. But it turned out to be fine. I ran it through a stress test and everything. It works perfectly fine with the new fans. Both of these were replaced. I have to figure out which one of the old fans was bad. But these are the exact same type of fans. It literally said Dual X on it and everything too. So, but really, really cool and interesting card. Every time I think I have found all the interesting cards I could find, something pops up, and then it's just, oh, there it is. There's a really cool, interesting card. Anyways, so moving on. So this card has a story. Very interesting story, I will add. So this, we have seen before, is a Quadro 4000. I got this for free. Now, the one I have has a bunch of silver around it. This is pure black, so it's clearly a different card. So, I had originally put in for a bid on a Quadro K4000, which is the newer variant of a Quadro 4000. It's much newer. I believe it has like 6 gigs of VRAM or something like that. Because I believe this is 2, no, I think this is 4, this is 2. But I had ordered that card, I paid for it, the seller sent it out and everything. I got it in, I opened it up, and there's a Quadro 4000 in there. I'm like, what the heck? I ordered a K4000, not a 4000. There's a clear difference between the two, very clear difference. So I messaged the seller, and he's like, oh, shoot, sorry, I'll send that out right away. He sent me the right one, and I'd asked him, what do you want me to do with this 4000? Do you want me to send it back? I can do that. It's not a big deal. He's like, just keep it. I have tons of these lying around. I'm like, okay. So I got a free 4,000 out of that, which was really cool. So I got that for free, and then technically I had paid $26.17 for this Quadro K4000. The K4000 is much newer. I believe it's like newer by 3 years, and it's way higher clocks, much more VRAM, and just all around way better card. I'm trying to collect all the Quadros I can, and I'm actually getting close to the point where I need to start going into like the M4000 and the crazy expensive ones that are still like $100 right now. But cool card, really cool story behind it too. So, and I actually like, you can tell that it's a K4000 because it has this design on it. The regular 4000s would not, and you can't swap the coolers because I believe it's that the K4000 is just so slightly bigger. So if I put them side by side, and they're about the same. They're about the same. But I don't think you can swap the coolers. So, interesting part about that. Now we're on the last two. So I had gotten this for a pretty good deal, and I had shown it in another haul. This is an EVGA GTX 660 Signature 2. I had gotten a hold of one of these. These are limited edition cards. And I thought that was the only one I'd ever probably get a hold of again for a decent price. I got this one for $13.72, proving me wrong. So this card is, yes, limited edition, as I have said. So it was really cool to get another one of these because the limited edition cards, if I can get multiple of, I will. Because limited edition. And actually it's missing some backplate screws, which I'll have to take care of that after this. I had ordered a bunch and I have a bunch now. So anyways, nothing really to say about it. It's just a limited edition card. It's very clean. It had a lot of peels on it. The black is scratched up as usual, but that's just how these kind of cards go. But anyways, and this is the final card, and I got this because it's like you don't see this card very often anymore. This is a Galaxy GTX 465. What the fuck? I thought I was rid of this when I left Florida. You just say this card's words and T appears. Huh, I wonder why T appears when you talk about a GTX 465. If another cup appears, I swear. At least it's good. So, but yeah, this is a Galaxy GTX 465. We're good. We're good. I got this purely because you don't see these type of cards. You don't see 465s very often in general on eBay, at least for US eBay. I think they're more common in the UK actually. I could be wrong, but it was back when they were doing the cool design where you had the flip out fan and stuff. This one had a little weirdness with the fan. I'm just making sure it's fine. Anyways, but the first 465 I got a hold of was a EVGA, and then I got a PNY, and now I've got a Galaxy. So now I have 3 465s. They're still actually really like uncommon cards, I would say, and actually getting a Galaxy of all things is probably more uncommon than the EVGA and the PNY, but really cool little card. These cards had a lot of character to them back in the day when Galaxy was doing this sort of design. They did this with the 400 and the 500 series. I don't believe they did that with 700 or anything beyond that. But I always loved this design personally. The whole sort of like spaceship sort of look to it. It's just so cool. It's so cool. And that's finally it. That is the end of the haul. Wow, that was a big haul. I now need to edit this video. I'm actually really tired out from this too. So I might just take a break and then maybe do one more video. Maybe do an unboxing with the 660, I'm not sure. Or I'll take a break and do more tomorrow. I'm not sure. Anyways, for right now, I've got to clean all these GPUs up, put them in a box, and put them back into storage. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please let me know what your favorite card of the whole bunch was. And like, talk about your card stories or whatever. I love hearing stuff like that in the comments. And yes, I have not died or anything. This channel is not dead. I have just been very uninspired, very tired, and I spent the entirety of April moving and sorting my crap in this house. So, that's why you've not heard from me. But hopefully I can maybe start getting back in the swing of things for doing YouTube. And then when I start this job especially, I'll have more interesting cards to talk about and more hauls to start doing again. The videos will probably be a little bit more spread apart, but hopefully maybe that'll be mean and up in quality. And then hopefully we'll have a new camera eventually soon. That would be so good. That would be great. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you later.
Mm.